I just kind of thought about it and thought it would be more easier than the way I had it set up before. And it was. You get a lot more rabbit strips on the cordage. I'm sure they had some kind of a system. Maybe they did have pulleys. I don't know. I mean, I've seen pulleys that were made out of wood. And if not, I'm sure they used some kind of a maybe loom, because most of they use wood a lot. Either that or have somebody sit by you and help you. That's the other only thing I could think of. So you could even, like you're saying, throw it over a tree branch, or they might have had a loom on the inside of their home, I don't know. And they just hang it over, then just put weight on there with a rock. Use a cobble or a rock that was heavy enough just to weigh it down. It kind of took me back to when I would help my mom weave, just help her get things ready, and while she was weaving, we were getting other wool put in a ball like that for her. And that took 2 people to do that, because when she dyed the wool, you had to unravel the whole thing and then use another person's arms and put that around her. And then when it was time for you to make the ball, you can put the yarn around your knees. Well, you separate that and roll the yarn. I mean, at every end I have to leave at least maybe 2 centimeters or so out. That way. And then here also at this end. And that will cover over this one here. So I'll just wrap it around like that. So the rabbit fur strips, I have to keep an eye on how the hair goes out to the side like that. That way it'll be a lot easier for me to wrap around the other one that was tucked away here, so that gets wrapped around like that. And then all I do is just pull it, just to kind of brush it to the side there and just twist it. You have to cut the pelts into strips, and these were cut about, I would say, half an inch or so by 2 inches, or 2 centimeters I should say. So you have to have weight on this end, that way it's pulling on that end, and then you're pulling here so that you keep the fur from being loose. That way it'll be kind of tight. And as you're doing that, you're twisting the cordage, and it'll dry pretty quick, the rabbit fur. It doesn't damage or it doesn't get hard or anything like that. And then when I'll come to an area where I'll stop and let it do its twining. So I just kind of let it do that, and then I'll let it go and just let it tighten up, because it'll tighten up here. Then all you do is just kind of make sure that it's, so you'll see it kind of right here is kind of narrow. I'm trying to brush the hair the other way, that way it won't go under. When it's thin like this, it's kind of hard to get it on there, so I'll just cut it and I'll just wrap it like that. Then I'll add this one back on there. It'll fluff back out on its own. It's good to get the pelts that are kind of thick and long, and you have to feel the pelts, because some of them are short-haired, and I guess it depends on almost like the season of the rabbit, like when it's winter or summer time. I think their hair changes, because you can tell by the pelts. Some of the pelts are really thin and some are thicker than the others, than the size and the hairs. Some areas are thick and some are short, so I try to avoid the short hair pelts. Although I wondered if they use the short hair for a different blanket. See, like here, this part's kind of short. But just by looking, you know, you can tell if the hairs are long. They'll just fluff up the way that one is. So I'll just let that twist like that and it'll lock up. Just kind of let it dry up on its own. So there we go. Just twist it. Well, when I'm twining it, sometimes it'll kind of, you know, like here will kind of loosen up. But that's the reason why I have to bundle it and then let it go and let it tighten back up on its own. Do it. Then you can kind of adjust it if you want.